So what? Is that a remote control right there?
Yeah. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Kind of like this piece of wood I'm sitting on. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Got to accommodate both butt cheeks at the same time.
It's not working. Oh man. This view. This is probably the first time I've ever been anywhere like this.
Same for me, man. This is by far the most pristine and terrifying nature I've ever seen in my entire life. Like you think about how these mountains are pretty much all limestone, and they look deceptively kind of green and inviting a lot of times, but they're really, when you're climbing, they're full of jagged rocks. It's insanely dangerous. Well, by comparison to what we're used to in the West. I think that's one of my favorite things about Laos. About being in Southeast Asia anyway, man, is it's really stripped back on what they do for safety. So you can just decide to scale one of these mountains. I mean, they'll have a path set up for you, but it's going to be a little bit treacherous. You got to watch your step.
Branches nailed into branches. You know, at least we have railings to hold on to as we climb 500-meter mountain or more.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that was nice, but you're right. There's jagged rocks everywhere. There's
that last part that we came up, man, it was about as straight up as anything I've ever climbed as far as just hiking. And even with the bamboo railing, one bad step and you're going down and you're getting cut and beat up a lot.
mm-hmm.
And then how do you get out of here? I was thinking about that in the cave earlier too, because we were down on our bellies crawling through some pretty small spots.
Yeah.
Or somebody were to get hurt, you're going to have to drag them out of there with their ankle snapped or whatever the fuck happened. It's cool, I like it, man. Just stripped down. Lack of rules. I mean, you know, we rented a motorbike. Nothing to do with the helmet out here. It's not like Thailand where they want you to have one. But just anything goes, and I rather like it. Even though you think about it, like it's a communist country, Laos is. It doesn't seem like it's very strict. It seems like it's pretty benign. It seems like for the most part, they just let live and let live.
Yeah. I think they probably, I don't really have any basis for this, but they probably crack down on drugs, and I know they crack down on child sex trafficking and foreigners sleeping with Laotian women, interestingly, because they want to keep the sex trade
out of the country.
Away. Yeah.
That's one of the first things that happens too in these places, man. I think is like it's just it's like the cheap sex, because you have a whole bunch of poor young women and like older men with money coming over. It's pretty dark, man. I hope they succeed. It's already fucked up enough in Thailand with that stuff.
Yeah, Thailand's a little bit more messy in terms of the sex trade, that kind of stuff, than so far I've seen from Laos.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of their tourism is dependent on it, actually.
Yeah.
Upon that particular thing. It's really eerie shit. But they've gotten ahead of it in Laos, hopefully. Because, I mean, it seems like there's just enough people coming in that they can kind of control. And like I was saying, Vang Vieng down below, like you and I never even really heard of that. It's kind of funny that we ended up in this part of the world and we're just like, oh yeah, let's go to Vang Vieng and see what's going on.
Yeah, wasn't even on the radar.
4 or 5 years ago, that place was a party town, man. You just had a bunch of like, you know, dingbat Western kids who'd never been away from home. Entitled, wanting to get drunk and do a whole bunch of dangerous stuff, and just kids dying all the time. So they want to get rid of that shit too. And they did a pretty good job, it seems, even though Vang Vieng is still a bit of a party town. It also looks like they've set this up for ecotourism and everything, which is what we've been doing the entire day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, we've just been exploring caves and, you know, going up this mountain here, but there's not much to it, really.
It's satisfying, fulfilling.
God damn, man, yeah. And I can't even take it in. I mean, it's just too much beauty and too many prodigious landscapes around for me to take it in. And I mean, you look on, like, how far does this go? Does this go all the way up to China, this kind of weird range here?
Right.
How would you travel through it? How does anybody get through it? But yeah, man, I'll say Laos is my favorite so far. Well, maybe Vietnam still. But Laos is a close second.
As far as landscape, nature.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and plus, like I say, the lawlessness of it too. Even though it has its negative aspects.
Yeah, I'm blown away actually by the landscapes, and I mean we haven't even touched. We've seen some of the countryside and a cave and these mountains that overlook the city. We haven't hit any of the other natural places. Like there are several more caves. There are more waterfalls that we could hit tomorrow. I think in the opposite direction. Um,
I think that's what a big cave is too, man. You're starting to being a really big fucking cave out there. Our friend last night was man from Ireland,
Ned.
Ned Kelly. Glad we met that guy, man. Those are the kind of people you meet out in these places too.
Yeah, guy's fantastic. But he said he went to a couple waterfalls that were running very hard because it's dry season.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had no idea that this kind of landscape, these mountains, were in Laos. I mean, it felt. What did we comment when we first pulled up? It looked like something out of Jurassic Park. You know, these big mountainous structures coming out all around you. It's gorgeous. I've never been around anything like this, and that's why I like traveling the world right now. You know, there's lots to see in the United States. A lot of gorgeous land in the United States. But there's also a whole world outside of the United States that we should see.
Yeah, and this is the better part of it for sure, man. And Halong Bay, we probably want to make that happen. You probably want to see what that's like. And we may do like whenever I came out with my friends back a couple of years ago and just get a like spend the night on the boat, and they just take you out through Halong Bay. With you know, it's just misty water and all these structures like this just coming up out of the water, like you would think about Rio de Janeiro. Like it's a lot like that, just a little more. I mean, if it's overcast, a little more spooky looking. But it's stunning, man. It's stunning. I think all this is part of some ancient chain of coral reefs or something like that, from here all the way up to southeast China and all the way down through Halong Bay and probably parts of Vietnam.
Man, what is it that's so fulfilling and satisfying about seeing the land of this planet that we live on?
I don't know, man. It makes me appreciate things a lot more, though. It makes me appreciate everything we have to see here and how. And see, that's what I go on and on about too, man. I never get tired of it. But like you know, we're trying to go to the Mars and everything, and that's fine, man. I want to go to Mars. But this is the best thing for light years that we know about.
Yeah.
As far as anything we can see, there's nothing with all the diversity, all the cool things. I mean, the atmosphere we have on this planet, completely hospitable to us, but we take it for granted. And for me right now, it's a bit difficult to do. And it's a lot different than seeing it on a documentary or video, but looking around and seeing this pristine beauty, and considering the eons it took for it to develop into its present form from whatever it was before. It's humbling, man. This is some humbling shit.
Yeah, and for me, it brings me up in awareness because, you know, you have to watch your step. You have to be very careful where you are, and so this really makes me feel, I don't know, and think much more existentially. Like, wow, I really am just this mortal. I have this mortal coil. I'm walking around, you know, in this human bag. I'm carrying all my stuff around. It's just, it's interesting. It's a different perspective, and yeah, like you say, makes you appreciate life more. Makes you feel more alive. Remember that guy I was telling you about the other day? The guy I sold my backpack to, John. He was all wondering why I travel, why I go places, and remember I told you, he said, is it because of the shock? Like you go to a new place and you're shocked, and then you stay there for a little while, and then that shock value wears off. Is that why you travel? And I said, no, I'm not really in it for the shock. Oh, then why? I travel because I want to gain knowledge. I want to learn more. Oh, learn more of what? Learn more about myself, learn more about people, learn more about cultures, learn more about the land and this planet we live on. Oh, learn more about yourself. That was the first thing you said. you know, that's not the same as learning more about other people and learning about cultures. No, but I don't have to choose just one thing to learn about. You know,
Man, a
it's
lot of
kind
people,
of a mixed bag. And
a lot of people don't get that, man. It's just knowledge for the sake of knowledge. You know, it's like people see it as so impractical, or. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that's kind of like one of the highest callings, man. I mean, we have these brains and these intellects, and we can experience all these different things, especially in this day and age. But they don't get it, man. It's hard for a lot of folks to wrap their head around it. It's funny too, because you got guys like him, and then you got people out here who are just really here to party, and that's about it.
mm,
And just make bigger fools of themselves than they would in their home country, or about the same maybe. But
yeah.
I talked to a couple of daft girls the other
Those
night, man.
girls
They were
over there,
fucking dumb. It was incredible.
Yeah, I kept spacing out when they were talking. I just didn't even.
Yeah, I was.
But you know, so we travel for the depth of character, the depth and breadth of knowledge, the experiences. We're creating memories, and at the end, that's what you have is memories and experiences.
That's right. That's right,
And,
man.
Yeah, and so you know, some people, like you say, travel to party, travel to maybe brag about traveling. I don't know, but I know that we're here enjoying Laos, and it's having a more profound effect on how we see life, how we feel about our own lives, and what we're going to bring to humanity by the time we go. Maybe leave the earth better than we found it, leave humanity better than we found it, be better people.
And have a whole bunch of good experiences and just fun, just knowledge too, man. But that's the idea.
Richness, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to do in your
Richness
day-to-day
of
life
life.
back in the West, man, back in America. Like to think about those things and really take them seriously because you have so many other stresses and just demands,
It is, yeah.
exigencies, pulling at you in every direction.
Yeah. Good word, exigency.
Yeah, I thought so too. Learned that the other day, man. Keep that vocabulary growing. But yeah, and it's like this. It's just like, there's really nothing wrong with that, I guess, either coming here to party. But it's hard for a lot of people to wrap their heads around it when they don't come to do the same thing we do. And it's like, no, just like reading books, just like looking at stuff, just like learning new things about myself and everything and everybody else.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it ever ends. It may not all even be practical, but
Yeah,
but man, it's an adventure.
that's what you want to do with your time, your soul, I guess.
Few years on life, yeah, without a doubt. And then keep doing it.
Just keep on keeping on, as the saying goes.
We're going to be in Vietnam next, probably.
Yeah. I think that's the plan. Got some more of Laos to see, though.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we'll do that, man. We'll travel out of here and make sure we go through a town that we can get a flight out of. There's also something new to see for at least a day.
Sounds good. And then hit Vietnam. Yeah, I have not been to North Vietnam yet, but that's besides the point. We'll get there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is so beautiful. I'm just astounded.
Yeah, it's extraordinary. Even on the way up here, man, well, we crossed that Thai couple. When we first came to the entrance, 500 fucking kilometers down. And then there were 3 stone, I think, Laotian or Thai people that were coming down, smelling of marijuana. Fucking punks. And that's about it. That whole time, man, we probably climbed for about 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, about 45.
Now we got the long road down, don't we?
Yep.
Treacherous.
Careful. All right. Good.
Seems good to me, man.
Me too. Let's see if this thing works.
Boop. Yeah, we just had to get one of those done. Even if it's not the best one,
Hey, that felt good.
we'll get better. Yeah, I liked it, man. Just sit up here relaxed, talking.
Just talking.
Not a care in the world.
I'm just talking.
Big whoppers.